I'm Becky Youst, and I am currently a professor in the College of Design. And at the time of the college formation, I was a department head of design, housing, and apparel in the College of Human Ecology. That was an amazing time. The announcement for formation of a new college was part of a whole Transforming the University initiative, spearheaded by the Provost's office. And the announcement came in 2005, in the spring of 2005, that the College of Human Ecology would be no longer, and its 4 departments would be joining other units or to form, in our case, a very new college. So the Department of Design, Housing, and Apparel joined with the College of Architecture and Landscape Architecture, and we were told to form a new college. So at that point, the idea of it was pretty exciting in the sense that while we have known the colleagues across campus for many years, this was really an opportunity to sit at the same table. In a previous presidential administration, President Yudof had formed affinity groups instead of reorganizing the university. And there was a design affinity group. And so it didn't include only architecture, landscape architecture colleagues, but engineering and planning and just many people interested in design. But it was hard to sustain. The geographical distance was hard. And some of those initiatives just kind of are a point in time and they disappear. And so when the reorganization of the university was announced and this new college, it was obviously much more structural and provided the framework to bring colleagues together interested in the same ideas. It also, more specifically in terms of CALA and the Department of Design, Housing, and Apparel, it brought 2 very strong cultures, but very different cultures together. And I think I was excited to really, maybe exploit is too strong of a word, but just really expand on those cultures. CALA had a very strong studio culture. And I think some people may have complained that people sleeping in the studios may not be the best, but it really created a community among the students and the faculty to have that strong culture. And on the other hand, in DHA, we had a very strong research culture. And I think these 2 strengths, both in the educational realm and the scholarship realm, could really advantage both and create a whole that was perhaps larger than either of our parts. So at that time when it was announced, I mentioned I was department head, but then Provost Sullivan also established committees for each of the initiatives across the university. And I was appointed along with Kate Salmonson from architecture to co-chair a committee that would design this new college and design it in 4 months. We had from September to December. And at the end of that fall semester, a report was to be delivered. The committee was only 10 people large, so it was really incumbent upon us to have lots of listening sessions and sharing of information and taking in information and ideas from our colleagues as well as the community beyond the campus. And we did deliver our report, and then in the following fall of 2006 is when the college began. Tom Fisher was dean and had been dean of CALA, and my perspective was good. That's one less thing to have to decide, and we know Tom, and we can just start from the get-go. Tom certainly led that formation, and a lot of things were happening, including just getting to know each other better and understanding from where each of us were coming from these different cultures and how we wanted to expand that in the new college. The After about 5 years, we had a new set of associate deans come in. And so we had made that transition. We had associate dean of research and associate dean of academic affairs. And it seemed to me that it was time for me to step down, that the college was launched, it was in good hands, and I was yearning to get back to being a faculty member again and not doing administration. And so that was in 2011. And a lot of things were happening, a number of things that had started with Tom's leadership and the associate deans were continuing. And so I was able to participate as just a faculty member, not as a leader. However, then in 2015, Tom announced he was going to step down, and I was asked to be the interim dean. And I was not interested in being a permanent dean, and I think that was helpful to the college, so they knew immediately that they would have full input into the third dean of the college. And I kind of think of this whole period of time, the early years, Tom kind of had this alpha organization trying to create something out of two entities. I came in and maybe was doing the beta version, and I saw the opportunity to really set up more operational procedures and policies, and in order to have more transparency and just clarity. Again, we had come from two different types of administration in our different units. So there was a lot of learning in those first years until 2015. And I was able to pick that up and kind of put that into how we operated as a unit. And frankly, get ready for the next leadership. And I'm excited, still excited about the college, because I think now with Dean Strohecker, it really, I can see things happening that are going to fully realize the college, and not in ways that we foresaw back in that committee in 2005. So I think just as any design process, we reacted to what was happening within and outside the college. And we were nimble and able to change, and have certainly begun to leapfrog over things that we had been doing. But I think Tom and I tried to lay that foundation for future growth of the college. And I'm excited to see it continue.